which it's basically been like you've got to go ahead from the other parent to just blame all of life's problems on them. That's how I'm viewing this. If I'm wrong, they can come correct me, but no one will talk to me. I'm just kept out of the loop, like I've got a disease or something. And I guess authenticity is a disease to people who have been living a lie for so fucking long. Hello guys. So today is Thanksgiving, and usually my grandfather and I find a restaurant in town and we make reservations. I make reservations and then we just go get dinner that way. And it's actually really stressful for me every year. Just holidays are kind of a disappointing time for me, not being around my kiddo from, I would say, my birthday until after January. I'm just kind of always in a funk. You know, holidays are a time that you spend with your family and the people that you love, and it's a time that it's an extra reminder of the people that you don't have or are no longer with you. And so this year I decided I wouldn't let myself be sad for any holidays for any reason. So I have plenty of reasons to be sad, and I've not enjoyed a holiday in a long time. So this year I was really just looking forward to eating turkey because it's the first year. I think I ordered turkey last year, but I had a really hard time eating it. I was still mentally unable to eat it. This year first we tried to make the reservations, and I made them way too late. I knew that I needed to make them like 2 weeks before Thanksgiving. I knew better. And I waited until the last minute and then thought I might have found a place where I wouldn't need to worry about it for us. And they were all booked on orders. They were like the best caterers in town, so it's expected. And so I was like, well, shit, if we don't go get food and I don't cook Thanksgiving tonight or this year, we're not going to have Thanksgiving. And I'm just not okay with that. My grandpa is 82 years old, so every holiday should be celebrated and remembered and explored. So this morning I got up and I set the alarm for like 8. I am usually a late owl, so I usually stay up pretty late editing, and then I'll sleep depending on how late I stayed up. If it's like 5 or 6 in the morning, I might sleep until like 12 just to kind of make sure I get like an 8-hour window. And I'm actually trying to move from 8 hours to 4 hours so that I can get more done. And that's just training my body. I digress. So I got up early, was a little nervous because I didn't really know. I mean, I know there's things you need to pull out of the turkey, and it's been a long time since I've been in a household where turkey's been prepared, right? So, and then I was stressing out like, well, I remember it taking all day. Like it's an all day thing, and you have to start with the turkey in the morning. Otherwise you miss your window of it being ready by dinner. And so I was really stressed about that. And I go downstairs, and bless his heart, I've mentioned my grandpa's kind of struggling. He's not really struggling, but some days he wakes up and he's a little more confused than he would normally be. And it's not something that's so noticeable that it's like, oh, this is what we're dealing with. It's so slight. It's so slight that you could possibly misread it as just being grouchy in the morning, right? So I kind of recognized, now that I know what I'm dealing with, I recognized it really quick and was like, oh, great. So the big thing is a need for control and needing to navigate every single thing that's happening, which ends up causing me so much more stress and so much more work. So he was saying, if you start the turkey now, it'll be done too soon. And he was right. I think it was at like 9, and I really didn't even need to 12 probably would have been early too. So I ended up getting the turkey at like 1 and then put it in at 350 and just kind of let it do its thing. And then I got all of the sides ready. And so I used ChatGPT because I'm not a cook. I won't say that because I can cook. I'm actually a really, really good cook when I apply myself. It's just never been a hyper focus for me. And so people are like, oh, she can't cook, she can't cook. I've always just let that be the story because they didn't bother me to cook. I got cut off. I was saying that my choice to make the entire family just think that I couldn't cook, and then my mother's incessant need to just always talk down about me to everyone, no one ever questioned it. They never questioned, what do you mean she can't cook? Like, she's Patricia's granddaughter. She's Deborah's niece. Like, the women in my family, they would have cook-offs for fun. Like, I'm pretty sure I remember that. And I think all of those kids were like, yeah, they're doing cookies. And it wasn't like a competitive thing. They were just trying new recipes, and they really loved cooking. And so I think by default, I have a knack that is just a very natural talent. I actually don't remember what I was talking about because the phone keeps cutting off at like a minute of recording, so I'll be in the middle of it, and I have to stop everything I'm doing to move the file over. I've been putting off cleaning my phone off for a while, and I've been telling myself I'll upload everything from the phone to the cloud when I get that up, and I haven't done that yet. Yeah. Slow clap for me for that one. But overall, I did really good this year. I can't remember what I had said, and it cut me off at a minute last time, so we'll see if it gets past a minute. But I managed to get everything out literally at the same time. Like, it was like I was a professional. I happen to believe that a lot of times when I'm going into things and I'm brand new and I have no idea what I'm doing, I'm never actually alone, especially if it's something like a family member that was really good at. I always believe that if I'm in the kitchen and I'm doing something alone, I believe my grandma's with me and she's helping me. And everything handled itself so, it was like I was a professional. Surprised myself. I was like, well, damn. So I think there's some family spirits that are like, we got this. She gonna eat her turkey. Yeah, I was saying, holidays can be kind of hard just because if you don't have a family around you, it's just a constant reminder of them not being there, and it's hard. And I think when you're in it, when you're in the middle of it, you're surrounded by family and you have all these things, you're not thinking long term. Like, you're not thinking, oh, this moment here, surrounded by all these people, may never come again. Something may happen between now and the next year, and we may never be at this point again. And when you're young, you really don't think like that. And so it's like very bittersweet because I remember being in my 20s and my adopted dad wasn't close with any of the family and they weren't talking to him for whatever reason. And he was alone on Thanksgiving, or it might have been Christmas. It was one of the holidays like that. And I remember being with my kiddo's dad and his family, and they had a turkey and a ham. And I just kept thinking, we have so much, could we just invite him? Like, I'm not close with him, but I just feel so bad. Because that's my heart. That's how my heart is. And I was told no, which I think at the time was out of respect for me. I don't think it was a decision made in cruelty. I think that they just thought very highly of me and knew some of the things my family did, and I think that they didn't approve of it. Up until I left that entire family, that was they were everything I could have ever wanted in a family. And leaving, not having them, that's been such a big hit every year. So for a long time after my dad got sick and I left, I didn't come home. I couldn't come home. So I didn't come home to see my families for the holidays, and I just drifted so far away from my family. And then I had, again, a mother who loved that I wasn't around, so people couldn't see anything but the story that she was creating, which is the same thing with my ex. I have been what I thought I was being graceful and mature and just a cut above what most people would do. I was living in a way that wouldn't make it hard for me to sleep at night, because I had already made decisions that make it hard to sleep at night, and holidays are a reminder of all of the things that I spent over 12 years running from. And for a long time I didn't need to address it. The youthfulness of those involved, it wasn't even appropriate for them to know everything, you know? And so there was a time when I wouldn't say even half as bad as I've been painted out to be, but there was a time where I wasn't a great person when my dad died, and I made all of those decisions that I could never take back. But it's made me who I am now, and I really love the woman I am today. She's a warrior. I'm proud of me for surviving and now finding a way to thrive through all of the things that have happened. And I've changed. Who I was 4 years ago and who I am now, they're just two completely different people. I didn't know anything. It wasn't that long ago, but so much has happened. And so it's like I feel like I'm shedding so many parts of myself, so many parts of the person that I thought that I was supposed to be, and acknowledging the person I became just so I could survive, because I didn't have my mom and dad there every time I needed help to bail me out. That's a privilege I've never had. Even when I lived with my parents, I didn't have support like that. I had support from my uncle, who I consider my father, and I had support from my grandma. Luckily, they didn't die really close together, but I'm grateful that I had my father until I was 18, at least, you know. I think about if he had died when I was any younger, I don't think I would have made it. That's what makes me so frustrated about everything, is I have the ability to be for my kiddo what he was for me, because he was so unlike everyone else in the world, and it was because of the experiences he lived. Every hardship he went through that should have made him a bitter person, he found a way to become better. And that is always my driving force. I could have sat around all day and been sad all day and not eaten any food all day. And then my grandfather wouldn't have eaten any food. And so I could have done that, but instead I decided I'm going to have a good Thanksgiving. And there were some hiccups with my grandpa. I said he woke up a bit confused. And that always makes things a little harder, especially if he goes down to do his normal thing, like make eggs. And I've got things set out, ready to make them, ready to bake things. And I did my best to keep everything out of his way so he could still do what he needed to do, but I think it still kind of threw him off a little bit. And one of the biggest things with them is making sure they have their schedule and keeping to that schedule so that there isn't that rising in confusion. So I think I did really good today. I reached out to my kiddo a few times. I've been reaching out to him quite often. I miss him so much. And to know that he is able to see these messages and he just isn't responding. It's a new form of torture that I think his dad is probably pretty proud of himself for. And I just think of the person that he could have grown into. And I feel so sad for him. I'm not mad. I don't hate him. I will always love him. There will always be love for him. He's the father of my child. But I feel so sad because it's like he lost out on getting to know a part of himself that I don't think he could even reach now. And that makes me really sad for him. Sad for my kiddo. Sad for the world. When you have two people who are connected and it's a light bringing connection, there are always going to be forces that break things up, and it's always the weakest link. And I don't mean that in a rude way. It's just like whomever is more spiritually, I would say, less protected. Like I have walls on walls on walls, and then I have a lot of family members who are standing in between me and that wall. And I am actually a little scared of them when they go after somebody. Like I have to say, hey, can you don't go full speed, because these people haven't been raised like me. They are not going to be able to take a hit like that. Give them enough to give them a lesson. You don't need to give them enough to break them down and keep them down for years. So I don't think a lot of people would be able to come back from what I have come back from. And I definitely wouldn't wish it on anybody that's tried to put this type of pain on me, because the people that need to cause pain, they're avoiding their own pain. They're terrified of their own pain. They're fucking terrified of it. And avoiding that pain leaves this huge hole in them that they fall into a lot. And the way they fall into that is when they see people around them that are healed, that have tackled the things that they ran from. That becomes a trigger for them. And so where they might have just tripped, they trip a little bit more every time because they're not dealing with why they're being tripped. What's tripping you up? I wish he'd do his work. It's the reason I've been, you meet people and you may not know who they're supposed to be on your path, but they play a part and it's important. And there are a lot of people that will say, well, this is a karmic relationship or that's a karmic thing. Of course it's karmic. I happen to believe personally that our souls chose what lives we were going to live. My personal belief. I'm not pushing this on anyone. I believe in reincarnation. I believe in karma. I believe in what you do comes back to you. And if you rack up so many debts in life, karmically, and your life ends before you can balance those, I believe you come back so that you can fix those. I believe I had a really, really privileged life last lifetime. Maybe not this last lifetime, but I had a very prominent, privileged life, and I took advantage of a lot of people. I didn't use my power for good, and part of, I wouldn't say it's penance, but part of my mission in this life is to be met with those same opportunities and to be a different person. And I think I've done a really good job with that so far in life, but I'm human and my heart hurts. I miss my kiddo so bad. And I'm so proud of him. Do you know how strong you have to be to have two parents who are perfectly healthy, but they just can't get their shit together? That's not his fault. And I think no matter what is said because of the way things have played out, he probably feels like guilt in some way. Because I remember being a kid and watching my parents fight and hearing just parts of the argument. I was 5 years old. I couldn't have even understood what they were arguing about at that point, which I'm sure it was something to do with my mother just being absolutely uncompromising at all. The irony of my mom and dad and their signs, and my adopted dad being an Aries and my mom being a Scorpio. And now the same loop of Scorpio and Aries. Hell hath no fury like a Scorpio who's been burned. The irony is my Venus is in Scorpio. Don't think I could ever really love anybody else. I've tried. Poor guys. Like I said, in my 20s, I can see where people are at with their healing and what they're avoiding because I did the same thing. Only I did it in Vegas where there were no children around to remind me of what I was ignoring, that I was avoiding taking responsibility. And I know now, I would have fucked it up if I had been given any responsibility more than what they did. So as much as I want to be mad, I'm grateful to them because my kiddo never saw me at some of my darkest times. Meanwhile, I know that his father hasn't had that privilege. So I've never once gone, I don't know why he's doing these things. From a parental standpoint, yes, because as a parent, I can't. I had parents that weren't great to be around because of their emotional incapability of not putting their hands on me. And so being a parent that's kept from your child, and that's something you would never do. It would never happen. Like the life I've lived has allotted me the ability to just parent in such a different way. And I think a lot of us, and millennials especially, God, we're all traumatized, aren't we? But millennials especially, we see things a bit differently. And I'm heartbroken that I am not able to invest the love and knowledge and everyday things. Like if I could just get measurements, sent my mom hoping she'd get measurements so I could make some clothes for Christmas. No measurements. And He won't respond to me. He's 16. Okay, like, what 16-year-old who's mad at his mom? Okay, one, which it's basically been like you've got to go ahead from the other parent to just blame all of life's problems on mom. That's how I'm viewing this. If I'm wrong, they can come correct me, but no one will talk to me. I'm just kept out of the loop, like I've got a disease or something. And I guess authenticity is a disease to people who have been living a lie for so fucking long. It would hit like a disease. Through everything, I'm so fucking proud of myself. I am so proud of myself. I cooked a whole turkey dinner tonight. No, like, woke up at 8 a.m. Turns out it was too early. I could have slept till 11, 12. Actually, I didn't even need to be up till 12 today. Could have slept till 12. So I got up really early, realized that I didn't need to be up that early. Then by the time I was like, well, I want to take a nap, I'm like, too late to take a nap now. You're not taking a nap, girl. You're going to the kitchen. The kitchen is where you live today. And then I even touched the gross parts of the chicken, and the blood didn't gross me out. Like, it's just like, who is this woman? I'm so proud of me. I think little 13-year-old me, and I think I've said this before in a few videos, but I think I'll keep saying it, because when you're 13, 14, 15, 16 years old, those were some of the worst years of my life. Those were some of the worst years of my life. You literally, I mean, if trauma is all you've been around and it's just been chaotic your whole life and you haven't had a peaceful childhood, you're literally like, you think the world's gonna end at any time because your nervous system is constantly at war with everything and your surroundings, the chaos around you. So I had one dream growing up, and that was to model, and that was all I wanted to do. And the drive for that was so strong that nothing else really had my focus. And I know now that hyper focus wasn't, it's all I wanted to do. It was my autism, and that was just my hyper focus was modeling. And it made me very good at it because I was delusional. Still am to this day. To this day, I'm still saying my photography is going to make me a millionaire. I won't be a billionaire because I'm going to be like Dolly Parton and give it away to as many people as possible and help as many people as possible. But I definitely believe it'll get me to millionaire status where I can help a lot of people. And that makes me really excited, you know? And then I can quite possibly work with other artists who could help other people. Like we could pull together our people that might be watching us and then reach more people that could help more people. Like, that's what I want to do with a following. I don't give a fuck about consumeristic shit at all. And I speak on authentic things. So I used to be like, why can't I grow? Like, I literally beat myself up for years. And then I found out I had a family member that worked at the Pentagon, and other family members and other certain things that I wouldn't say it's like I'm targeted, but it's like I feel like everyone's family who's worked in a certain government vicinity, they're probably not invisible. I'll just say that. And so it would make sense if I were showing signs of being someone who could sway a large crowd to just not allow my social media to be seen by a big group. So after that kind of dawned on me, and I had some friends that shared some things with me, I went, oh, because if you're a humble person, like you were raised with a bunch of humble pie and not like you can't shine, but just I was raised around family that was like, feel free to shine, be as big as you need to be, but never use your shine to harm other people and never make other people feel bad because they can't shine like you. I mean, it was pretty simple stuff, but apparently a lot of people weren't raised like that. So I don't know, I'm getting all over the place. I have a little tummy ache. I haven't really eaten a lot of food today, so I don't know what this tummy ache would be from. Could very well be from, it's just that time, the torture of being a woman. But yeah, I'm really proud of myself, and I'm not quite sure how I'm going to tackle Christmas, because I think with the way that I project myself business-wise, people think I'm rich. They just think this girl has got so much money, fuck her. And it's like, I'm building from nothing again. And I am building a business that is going to be a specific type of business, and that's going to offend a lot of people that can't afford that business. But again, I want to help a lot of people. I want to help my grandfather with his house. Like, there are things I want to do, and I'm not going to waste my time with $50 fucking shoots. I will just shoot you for free. if we're doing $50. That is the dumbest shit I've ever heard. And I'm really not trying to knock any other photographers. I'm really not. But it's like, I guess this is going to be a longer blog. I remember in the early 2000s, right after I graduated high school, this was like 2006, across the board, I don't know if they had a meeting. They probably had a meeting. I would have had a meeting. I would have gathered my fellow service providers, just kind of what I'm trying to do now. But the stylists, the hairstylists and the nail salons, like overnight they raised their prices. Like it went from us having $40 nails. No, I'm not kidding, kids. Full set, iced out, amazing, $40. Hair, $60. You could get your extensions and color done for like $150. Good extensions too, because there was like no awareness of what the price should be. They were just really excited to get clients. And so when I see photographers that are offering things at a certain price, it to me just says they're just newer and they're just really excited to have those clients. But the problem with that is, because again, I modeled for over 20 years and I loved modeling and I did a lot of free stuff. Like the majority of my career, I wasn't fucking paid. Crazy. I know. There's a reason why I'm getting paid now. Like not doing this free shit. I will sit here and not have a client. I haven't had a paid client since August. I'm not afraid to say that. Don't care. I don't care. I'm building a business that is a different offering than the area that I'm in. And I'm going to scale that out. 20 years of sitting in meetings with some very powerful people, really rich men that were very, very successful in what they were doing. And when they'd go into those meetings, they'd say, do you want the girls to sit out there? Girls being the models. No, let the girls come in. We'll order them some lunch. They could have some champagne or something. They're just the models. That's fine. Do you know how often I heard they're just models? And then they would walk us into multi-million-dollar business deals. Pretty privilege definitely played a part there. But I would say that's about as far as pretty privilege gets me. Other than that, I get pretty attacked. Like I get attacked a lot. And I keep my looks like this because I'm treated better when I look like this rather than when I have bright colors and I look like I jumped out of a Care Bear commercial. I get treated better business-wise. And the clients that I want to connect with right now, they do not respond to bright colors and bright hair. And so because of my 20 plus years of literal training on how to not just take a good photo, but how to network, how to build a business as a content company. I mean, I'm going to be blown for a little bit, and that's okay. I'm learning how to navigate boundaries and telling people no. And that has kind of portrayed me as an icy bitch. And I don't care. Let it portray me as icy and a bitch, because that will remove all of the people that don't think that they can match that level of business. That will remove all of the people who were there to cause problems and they don't want to have smoke with an icy bitch. I speak on things people don't like, and I speak without my voice shaking, and I stand alone, and that intimidates a lot of people. I have no choice but to stand alone. Wasn't a choice of mine. That's not like I was like, fuck everybody. I started healing, and as I healed, I was able to see much more clearly all of the people that haven't healed. So yeah, I say all of this to say I'm really proud of myself. I'm really proud of myself. And I hope someday that my kiddo can see his mom for who she is and not who she's been painted out to be. But if I'm gonna be painted a villain, I better be a good one. Like, I don't really know what the lore is about me lately. It's always interesting when I do hear things. The last one was that I hated camping. I fucking love camping. I live outside. What are you talking about? I might not have liked camping with them. They may have sucked the life out of everything. If it was somebody I walked away from, might have sucked the life out of things. And I'm really proud of the younger version of me that I don't regret leaving. And I know that will probably piss off my kid. I do not have any regrets. I don't even regret connecting him with my mom. I do not live with regret. I have found a way to acknowledge and accept the choices that I have made, and that allows me to move forward. The reason certain people can't heal is because they refuse to acknowledge and take accountability for the choices they've made. They find it easier to put all the blame onto me. And then, let's go a step further, they take offense and act like the victim when I take that blame that's been put on me and I walk away with it. I really can't stand people who try to control me. It is the most fucking annoying thing ever. And I think that was what triggered me so quickly with my kid. It was like, whoa, you've been taught this, and this has probably worked on them. You've probably used this on them. That is so toxic and so fucking unhealthy, and so hugely a part of what's wrong with the world that it makes me sick to my stomach to think that that's how my kid's acting. And I need to also say, I'm not putting these videos out like, oh, there's only 8 views. Nobody I know could see them. I know people that know me are watching these videos. I don't care. I hope people that know me watch these videos, because even through all the cringy spots, I'm clarifying the truth. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, I think I'm gonna go get some of this pie that I made. And I homemade whipped cream. Whipped cream. I homemade it all. Actually, I didn't homemake like the green bean casserole. Like, it came from a can. I'm actually really pissed off at Campbell's right now. If you are in medium class or under, do not buy Campbell's out of spite. Fuck that CEO. That's insane. That's insane. Anyway, y'all, happy Thanksgiving. If you're a family member that's just not talking to me right now, and I'm your mom, I love you. God, I bet these videos are really cringe to see your mom put up at 16. God, I would have died. I'm really sorry, but I don't know how else to tell the truth. And I get it, you know. There's a lot to unpack, and I do not blame anyone who is not ready to unpack that. I fully understand. I ran for a long time, and so blood relatives and all, I mean, it could run in the family. So I need you to do whatever you need to do so that you can heal. That's what I need from you. I love you. And everyone else that's maybe watching that hate me. You're obsessed. You're a fan. Do you want my Cash App? I'll send it to you. And I'm not fucking around. I really will send that shit to you. Listen.